Hey everyone, my name is Justin Kersey. I'm the owner of Mountain Shire in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. I'm going to show you how we transformed an ugly duckling tiny house into our beautiful tiny house of dragons, which is right behind me. Check out the description below for links to this tiny house, as well as an overview of how much we spent on the renovation. The tiny house was originally built in 2017 for a woman living in Utah. However, she was never able to pick it up, and it sat unoccupied in the builder's lot for several years. We bought the tiny house in late 2022 and transported it to Mountain Shire. We spent several months renovating it and giving it a makeover. The first step was to remove damaged trim and funky looking decorations. Next, we sanded down the remaining trim boards and put on several coats of dark stain to help protect the wood from sun and rain. We didn't really like the color of the original stucco, so we repainted it a light purple. This is how the tiny house looked after staining and painting. The idea for the front of the house was to make it whimsical and enchanting. Even though it is the tiny house of dragons, the theme is also inspired by the Hobbit. We decided to construct a broad awning made out of cedar poles and shingles over the round front entrance. We added brick veneer around the door and filled the space under the awning with 1 3/4 thick cedar rounds. We painted the door dark purple with green and yellow undertones and scuffed it up a bit to give it a weathered look. On the roof, we removed the faux leaves and metal sheets and replaced them with rough-cut boards. Johnny, our carpenter friend from Washington State, was a huge help. That's him on the roof. We hung fern on the upper side of the exterior walls to give the tiny house a woodland eccentric vibe. Since this is the tiny house of dragons, we also added a few decorative dragons. Now let's have a look at the interior. If you've ever visited a cabin in East Tennessee, you know the natural color wood paneling is everywhere. It can be a bit overwhelming. On the inside of the tiny house, we started by removing a storage shelf and clunky stairs to the loft area. This helped make the living space feel more open. We felt dragons might enjoy a different look, so we decided to lighten the place up a bit by painting the walls white. We sanded down the walls to remove existing finishes. Then we put on layers of primer, followed by several coats of chapel white paint. That's Herman, our friend from Colombia. He helped with sanding and painting. That's Mama Luna, my 12-year-old mini schnauzer. She loved coming out to the renovation every day to say hi to everyone. After painting the walls, we added finishings and decorative fixtures. Brick veneer was placed around the large kitchen window, and we added a mirror above the kitchen counter. As we progressed, several pieces of custom furniture were created from cedar poles and slabs, including new steps, a daybed, and guardrail for the loft. We also made a workspace for digital nomads, a kitchen table, and nightstands. In the bathroom, we added a custom sink countertop and vanity mirror with motion sensor lighting. Just before adding the final decorations to the tiny house, we decided to paint the bathroom door, trim, and kitchen cabinets dark brown. Now on to the fun stuff. We wanted the interior decorations to be lively and colorful while paying homage to dragons and Middle-earth. It took us several weeks to decorate and supply the tiny house with all of the essentials for a well-run Airbnb. And now just a couple of last-minute adjustments before we show you how the tiny house turned out. I hope you enjoy.